Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Against the Public for July 31st. I'm Dana Lane. Today, we're going to go through my top Major League Baseball free plays, and we'll wrap it up with your handicapping tip of the day. It's a handicapping tip you're going to want to stick around for because I don't think you've ever heard anybody give you this kind of tip or anybody that went in depth into the numbers, into what we did or what I did tonight. So, as you can tell, I'm a little bit under the weather. My voice is not there. Happens once or twice a year, but we're going to press through. And another winning night last night. We're going to hope to get back on that again on Wednesday. After the show, please go to Pickdawgz.com. I'll have my premium Major League Baseball plays locked and loaded for Wednesday as usual. You can jump on those individual plays or tomorrow's Major League Baseball 3-pack for just $49.99. And of course, the individual plays and the 3-pack always come with our Pick Dawgz win guarantee that states you must profit or receive an immediate site credit for the purchase price. In addition, there's only one way to become to get every play that I release, and that's to simply become an all-access member. And you can do that over the next 30 days for less than $11 a day. The next 90 days for less than $10 a day. Or do what so many have done so far in anticipation of the NFL preseason starting on Thursday. Become an all-access member over the next 365 days for one low price of just $3.02 a day. Now that's going to be there for one more day, August 1st. That goes back up. Christmas in July can't go to August 1st, so one more day you can take advantage of that 365-day all-access package that comes out to be $3.02 a day. So make sure you do that. Very excited about the preseason coming up. Anything. I love watching baseball, but after a while, it's like I gotta have variety. We have variety for like 9 months out of the year, and then all of a sudden it is baseball and WNBA, and the WNBA's not there. So we're just looking at baseball right now. And of course, we're one day away from the Hall of Fame game. Houston Texans against the Chicago Bears. Bears minus 1.5. 32 is your total, and just 25 days away from college football. So there's no time like the present to get involved with an all-access pass. If you just want to do football, that's cool too. I have my preseason package locked and loaded on the website. 56% winners in the NFL last year. Over 4,000 units won between the NFL and college football last year. So if you were with me last year, I expect you to come back and be with me the entire season this year. And if you weren't, well, you can go to Pickdawgz.com and see what you missed. We're going to roll our sleeves up and we're going to get to work, and it starts on Thursday. Actually, it started a couple weeks ago for me, but Thursday is when we're going to start building that football bankroll. On to your free plays for Wednesday. I'm so struggling here, and it stinks because I got a lot to say today. A lot of things going on, and of course, it's a lot of things away from gambling that I want to talk about as well. Remember, these are your probable pitchers, so confirm before placing your wager on Wednesday's free plays. And as we said, another winning day on Tuesday. We'll hope to extend that into Wednesday, and we're going to start it off early, 12:35 Eastern Time, 9:67, 9:68. New York Yankees against the Philadelphia Phillies. Phillies minus $1.40, 9.5 under minus 17. Nestor Cortez against Christopher Sanchez. And for two teams who are on a 8-game over streak combined, all they need is just a little help from the wind, and it looks like weather-wise we're going to see some gusts, especially later in the game, 10 miles an hour out to right field, maybe a little bit of right center, but that's what you can expect as the game goes on. Partly cloudy conditions with temperatures bouncing between 85 and 88 degrees. We've seen a steam move already on this game. Yankees plus $1.38 at FanDuel Iowa, which was also a reverse line move with 70% of the money coming in on Philadelphia, along with 79% of the tickets. We're going to go against the public in this one. In relation to the total, 92% of the money is on the under, and 87% of the money is, or check that, 92% of the money is on the over, and 87% of the money is, or the tickets are on the over. Nestor Cortez, 4-9, 4.13 ERA. Has been getting smashed of late. 15 earned runs in his last 13 in the third innings at 10.13 ERA. Over his last starts, hitters are hitting .415 against Cortez. As far as Sanchez is concerned, 7-6, a 3.05 ERA. He's allowed 14 earned runs in his last 21 and 2/3 innings. That's a 5.81 ERA. And with that being said, I think, and looking at all the numbers in this, I think the over looks way too easy, even at 8.5 or at 9.5. I just think that that number is too high. When we start getting it at 9.5 and 10s, statistically, it will tell you that the under is the play as you get past the 9. So I'm going to go against every trend in this one because common sense does not build bankrolls. So we're going to go under 9.5 in this one. Game number 2, 3:40 Eastern Time, 9:53, 9:54. Washington Nationals against the Arizona Diamondbacks. Diamondbacks minus $1.76. 8.5 over minus 12. Mackenzie Gore against Zach Gallen. Our focus is going to be on the total on this, but after the Snakes smashed the Nats last night, bettors are jumping all over Arizona. 82% of the money is on the Snakes, 88% of the tickets on Arizona. And to no surprise, the total is also getting pounded. 93% of the money is on the over, 92% of the tickets. Not a surprise, considering the amount of runs the Diamondbacks have not only put up in this series, but the amount of runs that they put up in 2024. The Nats have cashed 4 of their last 5 games. Their overs have cashed in 4 of their last 5 games, although they didn't do much to contribute on Tuesday, but still an over cashed nonetheless. Mackenzie Gore, we know, is a strikeout pitcher, 6-8 record, 4.51 ERA. In his last 4 starts, Gore has allowed 18 earned runs in 15 innings. That's a 10.80 ERA with 14 walks, almost 1 an inning. Zach Gallen, 8-3, 3.70 ERA. He's been shaking his last 4 starts. He was really good against the Cubs, so there was one outing in there. He was fantastic, but he only went 5 innings in that one. Combined over his last 4, Gallen has allowed 13 earned runs in 20 innings. That's a 5.85 ERA, almost 2 runs more than his season-long ERA. We're going to go over the total, 8.5 minus 12. Game number 3, 7:10 Eastern Time, 9:55, 9:56. Chicago Cubs against the Cincinnati Reds. Reds minus $1.55, 9 over minus 12. Kyle Hendricks hit against Nick Lodolo. Hendricks is 2-9 this season, 6.95 ERAs, allowed 9 earned runs in his last 10 innings to go with 11 hits. Not what we want, especially if you're looking at an under. That's not exactly what we want. In 2024, opponents are hitting 298 off of Hendricks, and lefties are hitting 307. Righties not so bad either, 289 in 2024. Lodolo is 8-3, pretty good ERA, 3.45, but over his last 5 starts, a good recent form sample size. Lodolo's 0-1, which means it's almost always goes to the pen, or has in his last 5. 5.19 ERA. Reds are 2-3 in his starts. Opponents are hitting 79 points higher when Lodolo starts at home than on the road. Go figure. We're going to go with the public here in this one with both 88% of the money and the tickets on the over. Neither of these teams have been over teams this year. I mean, in fact, they've been dominant under teams, but I think these starters are going to give us a good head start on this total. I think the bookmakers could have made this 8.5, but they made it 9. They anticipate some runs in this one as well, which is why the juice is on the over minus 12, and that's the way we're going to go as well. Over 9 minus 12. Okay, a couple things here, guys. Before we go today, someone on the YouTube channel suggested that I look up numbers when we have a full moon. and you heard me right. Numbers when we have a full moon. Does that pertain to baseball statistics? Well, I don't know if he was making fun of the fact that we go deep on these numbers sometimes, or maybe he thought there was actually something to it. And I thought to myself, I said, well, we get pretty hardcore on this, on this show. We've done it for almost a year now. I think, what the heck? Let's look it up and see if we got something here. Now, with full moons, we know that happens once a month. So, starting April 23rd, underdogs were 8-7. This was the first full moon of the season. 8-7 plus 2.57 units. Home teams were 11-4. Bettors were 6-9. So when we figure that out is the higher percentage of wagers on the money line. Bettors were just 6-9 that day. Next full moon can't believe I'm saying this. 5-23 dogs, 3-5, minus 1.40 units. Home team's just 3-5 that day. Bettors were 5-3, squeezed out a little profit, 0.56 units. June 21st, underdogs were 7-7, profitable, plus 2.22. Home teams were 8-6, bettors were 6-8, minus 3.63 units. And finally, July 21st, underdogs were 6-9, minus 1.77 units. Home teams were 8-7, bettors were 9-6, plus 0.97 units. So what did we learn on this? Well, underdogs combined when there was a full moon. This is what my career path has taken me to. 24-28, home teams 30-22, and bettors were 26-26. What did we learn? Absolutely nothing, but it was fun to do. Anyway, next full moon, everybody, August 19th. Maybe we'll add to those numbers. So there you go. You put out full moons. I told you if I have the numbers, I'll actually do the research. So I don't know. I don't know if we would talk about handicapping tip. We have to put this one in quotations. So there it is. If there's anything you'd like me to research, anything that, apparently anything that you want me to research, please just drop me a comment on the YouTube channel. I'll get to it as soon as I can, and if I have the numbers, which apparently I have numbers that bleed into astronomy. Before I go today, I think it's really important for everybody in the industry and every platform, whether it's big or small, has to say a few words about the passing of Dave Koken. And if you've been in the betting industry or you've been around it, you know Dave. I mean, Dave has been an industry leader for a very long time, an incredible promoter, bettor, and radio host. He was tremendous on the air here locally. He even did, I remember, he did Las Vegas Stars baseball games, AAA games, did a handful of those games, I think, and just an all-around good guy. And I've been very grateful for the time that I had to spend with Dave. I did a Stardust line at the old Stardust Hotel and Casino with him, and he's the one guy that really made me nervous when I worked with him, because when I was a kid, I used to go down to the corner store, and this was in upstate New York. I used to go down to the corner store right around July. And in July, at the corner store, we had, like you would suspect in New York, it was a big, all your magazines, your publications, your newspapers, all that stuff you would imagine. That's exactly what this corner store was. And right around the middle of July, we'd start to get those football magazines in. Dave was always front and center. He was such an influence in my life, and not that we've had so much interaction. I mean, we have. I mean, we've done radio shows together. I filled in a couple times on a show, and so we have had some conversations together. I remember speaking with him outside of the old Hilton Hotel after the handicapping seminar was over, and just kind of trying to pick his brain. But he was a pretty private person, and but incredible to talk with. Anyway, so his influence on me was incredible, because it wasn't because of anything he said, just because as a kid I thought, wow, this is really the industry. Even as a kid, this is really the industry that speaks to me. This is the industry that I want to be in. I love the whole, working and prognostication and seeing if you're right or wrong. It's really the only industry that measures you and tells you whether you're right or wrong. I've worked in radio and TV here locally, and you can say a lot of things, but nothing really holds you accountable. There's no record for everything you say that's right and wrong. So this industry always spoke to me, and Dave was at the forefront. And then later, I was, very fortunate to be able to work with him a few times, and go to lunch with him. And I don't know, just a tough day. And I know people that were close to him really, they really did some tremendous tributes today. And if you guys have been with me for a long time, I guess I think to myself now that Dave Koken and my good friend Brian Blessing are now upstairs somewhere talking about horses, and I guess that makes them both happy. So that was something I wanted to talk about today. If you didn't know, I just wanted to talk about that, and I do appreciate you allowing me time to do that. So that does it for your Wednesday free plays and handicapping tip of the day. Go to pickdawgz.com, get involved with one of my many available packages, including my all access pass that gives you every play I release for one low price. We're 1 day away from the NFL preseason, guys. Get on that NFL preseason package or that all access package. That's your best bet. And if you go to pickdawgz.com, see what we did last year in college football and the NFL, you'll know that basically we're giving you the NFL. You're going to pay for the NFL and the college football season, and then we're giving you the NHL, NBA, college basketball this time next year. Major League Baseball is basically for free. So get on that right now. Christmas in July ends in one more day. Here's your Tuesday free play recap. New York Yankees, Philadelphia Phillies under 9.5 -17. Washington, Arizona over 8.5 -12. And Chicago in Cincinnati over 9 -12. That does it for today's show. Thank you to everyone who watches on a daily basis. I appreciate you all. For Against the Public, I'm Dana Lane. All the best to you and your wagers on Wednesday.